Okay, so this lesson is being recorded. Therefore, I expect the highest maximum of cooperation and distraction free. All right? Okay. Can you see my screen?
No.
Yes.
You've seen my screen now, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
So let's kick start.
Yes.
Nadia. Nadia, can you hear me? Nadia, can you hear me? Let's go to the chat column. If you can hear me, let me see a high five or hi. If you don't have the emoticons, just use I. Okay, can you see my PowerPoint?
Yes. Yes.
You can see PowerPoint. Richard, what do you mean? You can't hear me or you can't see my PowerPoint?
Mr. I can hear, but I can't see your PowerPoint. All I see is Bluetooth send file.
What do you see?
Bluetooth send file.
Bluetooth send file. You don't see, Richard, do you see it now?
No.
Mr. Please, there's no PowerPoint.
Mr. Please, there's no PowerPoint.
Okay. Working on that. Just give me a minute and I'll get back to you. you see it now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So everybody now mute yourself. Mute yourself. Richard, mute yourself. Have you muted yourself? Okay. So this morning we want to continue from where we stopped the last time on soil profile and parts of the soil, the parts of the soil. And so before we go into that, recap the very few things we've learned some time ago. And I'm coming with who am I? So you go to the chat. Go to chat. I will see the first person to type answers. Correct. They'll be coming one by one. So everybody should be at the chat column right now. Go to chat. The moment the question drops, you should type the answer quick there. The first question is dropping. All right, Nadia, Tracy, check. Check. Aaron, check. Jonathan, check. Michael, check. Yes. Before I mention the answers, Michael Otiboy, check. Sawyer, yes. Aaron, Sawyer, Tracy, Sawyer. Is that all? The rest of you? Abina, Sawyer. Abina, Sawyer. Abina, Sawyer. All right. Next one. Nadia, okay, check. Tracy, check. All right, Kweku Asbi, Otiboy, check. Yes. Aaron. The rest of you, is it that you can't find the chat to use? Third question. Third question. Nadia. Okay, all the three questions, Nadia has been the first, followed by Tracy. Boom, 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 yeah. Check. Back we see Otiboy, Jonathan, Saki, Elizabeth. Elizabeth. Yes. Hey, Elizabeth said broom. Abina, my dear, you're laughing? My dear, you to type some. Huh? Okay. Yep. This one is coming from year 6 downwards. Who is going to be the first person? First person is yet to come. Tracy? Okay, Tracy. Good. SB, Elizabeth. Hey, Sandy Sue. What is Sandy Sue, Elizabeth? Jonathan. Nadia, what do you mean by no? Oti, okay, loam, sand. Sandy. The next question is going to be more engaging. And it's dropping Let me see the one who gets this correct. How does topography affect the soil profile of a place? You can signal if you want to talk. Just signal, and you talk about it. How does topography affect the soil profile of a place? How does topography? And it goes for 5 marks. Yes, Nadia? It goes for 5 marks. Nadia, let's hear you.
Different places have different amounts of dead plants and animals, so the amount of humus could be more in the different layers, and the amount of litter in that area will also affect the different horizons. Either they'll be smaller or they'll be bigger in different places, judging by the amount of plants and animals decaying there, and also maybe litter and stuff like that.
Okay, all right, great. You have your 5 marks there. 5 marks go to Nadia. Yes, Tracy, you want to say something quite different from what she said? Let's go.
That is what I was going to say.
No, say it your own way. You couldn't have said the same thing. So we want to hear you.
In some places, the amount of humus in the topsoil can be very dense, and in another place it might be very less, and that's people litter in the soil, like they put plastic and other things in the soil, which makes it different from other places.
Okay, excellent. I'll give you 3. But then, before we go on, the next question goes for 2 marks. Any guy can come for that. What does topography mean? When we say topography, what does it mean? Topography. You signal and talk. Hey, Tracy, yes?
Topography is the natural and artificial features of an area.
Topography
the
is
physical
natural,
features of an area.
The physical features of an area. Can you comment on that a bit? Can you explain it with examples?
Like some places have more mountains than the other.
Very good, very good. You understand the word. That's what I want to know. The topography is look at the nature of the slope, where there may be high and low lands, right? Some places you can have a flat surface. If you're going to the north, you can be traveling on a straight land for like 5 kilometers without curving. The topography is very, very flat. So we're talking about the nature of the land, or the physical appearance of the land is what we refer to as topography. Remind me, +2, making 5. Elizabeth, you want to say something?
Yeah, Mr. Oscar, I wanted to explain the meaning of topography, but you already explained it.
All right, okay, thank you.
Mr.
All right, so, yes.
Okay, welcome.
Who called? Yes? Okay. So we want this morning, simply want to look at the objective for the day is to be able to describe. You see the word in red. Describe the parts of the soil. So the describe there is a command word. All right. That's the action word that you're supposed to master. Describe the parts of the soil. And we're saying that if as a scientist, you want to engage in any extensive project regarding agriculture to solve human hunger issues, and you want to choose a particular soil, this concept is very, very important because it tells you the part of the soil and what it can do for the plants. All right. So you should be able to describe the nature of the land by taking samples to the lab so that you can give advice as to whether they need to apply some more fertilizers or they can just plant like that for effective plant growth and development. So this concept is really very interesting, one that can be very much related to the environment that we find ourselves in. The skill reflection, we're saying that you should have personal contribution intended to help achieve a shared outcome. So you don't be a spectator here. You make sure you also share your view so that others can hear you to have a fruitful lesson, so that your life will also change. So reflect upon that, that I will be able to, can we read it together? Skills, reflection, yes? 1, 2, 3, go.
I will
make
I will be able to make a personal intended contribution help achieve a shared outcome.
All right, so I will be able to make a personal contribution intended to help achieve. You should know that's the objective. That's the objective. Now, the vocabulary we're going to encounter in this particular lesson, we have. Can you read for us, Abina? Can you read the vocabulary for us?
Soil, sand, clay, silt, small stones, humus, rocky fragments, millimeters, particles.
That's very good. So these are the vocabularies that we'll be using as far as the lesson is concerned. Soil, sand, clay, silt, small stones, humus, rocky fragments, millimeters. I thought you would have said mm. I would have called Mr. Usu and we'll give you some 6 injections. And particles. So these are the vocabularies that we'll be using in the course of the lesson. Now it comes to the main part of the lesson. If you take a soil sample, go to the chat if you want to signal me to talk. What are some of the things that you see in the soil? What are some of the things that you see? Yes, chat, signal me. What are some of the things? If you take a soil sample, what are some things that you find in the soil? What are some of the things you find in a particular soil if you take that soil? Yes, can I have people sharing? Elizabeth, can you hear me?
Mr. Sky, yes, I can hear you. Please, can you come again with the question?
Yes, what are some of the things that you see when you take a particular soil?
Mister, you see stones, like small particles of stones in the soil, and you see the soil is like there are tree plants, there are roots in it.
All right, you see roots, you see stones, small stones. That's good. Nadia at the chat level has also said you will see what we call sand. You will see sand. You will see sand. If you have a suggestion, type it at the. Okay, Michael Otiboy says you are likely to see organisms, worms. According to Michael, you will see worms. Yes. Can I have more coming from you? Insects. Tracy says insects. Hey, Jonathan, bacteria. Not we don't. You see, that is biology. Okay, bacteria. We don't have bacterias. All right. Now, what is a singular form of bacteria? What is a singular form of bacteria?
Bacterium.
Bacterium. All right, bacterium. All right, so Jonathan, we don't have bacterias.
Bacteria.
All right, just like stadium and then stadia. Stadium, stadia. All right, okay. So take note of that very important concept. Okay, so bacterium, bacteria, small organisms. Miriam, some of the small organisms, can you give us an example? Small organisms. Yes?
It's like the worms and the
what?
worms.
Worms. Okay, worms. All right, that's great. Now let's look at what Cambridge is telling us to learn as far as part of the soil is concerned. When millipedes, now they have seen millipedes, thank you. Okay, can you see that image? Parts of the soil. Parts,
yes.
Yes, parts of the soil. So we're saying if you take a soil, the soil is divided into, let me have somebody reading for us. Michael Otibwe, read for us. Michael, read for us. Michael. Richard, read for us. Richard, if Michael cannot hear us. Richard, read for us.
The parts of a soil. There are two parts of the soil, the humus and the fragment. There are four size groups from the rocky fragment. There are small stones over 2 millimeters across, sand 0.05 to 2 millimeters across, silt 0.002 to 0.05 millimeters across, clay under 0.002 millimeters across.
Thank you, Tracy. I'm giving everybody 1 minute. Everybody, 1 minute. Look at it carefully. I'll take it off after that 1 minute, and then I'll ask questions on them where you transfer to us what you have learned. Just look at it intently and make concise notes, and I take it off. Then you share with us after that 1 minute. After that 1 minute. Forty-five seconds. I'll be calling you now to share. Elizabeth, can you see my screen now? Okay. Can I have someone sharing? Signal me, I'll call you. Quick. If I start calling him. Yes, Michael.
There are two parts in the soil. They are the humus and the rocky fragments.
There are two what?
Parts.
Okay. And they are?
The humus.
Humus and then?
Rocky fragments.
All right. Thank you. Let someone to continue from here. Elizabeth, what are the parts of the rocky fragment? Mention the rocky fragments in the soil. What are they?
Mister.
Yes.
Please, your sound is echoing.
Yes, I've stopped playing. Yes, Elizabeth. Elizabeth, can we hear you? Yeah, Richard, let's continue. Richard.
Mister.
Yeah. What are the other parts of the rocky fragment?
The soil. Part of the soil. The part of a soil.
Richard.
Mister.
I said, Michael Otiboy said there are two parts of the soil, humus and rocky fragment. Name the rocky fragment part of the soil.
Mister, please, I can't hear you well.
Mister, I know.
Richard, I said name the rocky fragment of the soil. What are the parts that compose of the rocky fragment?
Sand.
Yes?
Sand.
Sand, one.
Small stones.
Small stones, two.
Silt.
Silt, three.
Mister, I don't remember the last one.
You don't remember the last one, but I give you 1 minute to make notes on that.
Mister, yeah.
Yes, Jonathan, what's the last one?
Clay.
Clay. Do you remember, Richard? Clay. Lobois, can you tell us the sizes of each of the fragments, the rocky fragment, the sizes?